Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to today's episode of Blush and Bloom, the podcast where we become our best selves, romanticize life, basically just live our best life. And you can see it's kind of warm, the lights are a bit dimmed. We have the little lights going on, two candles, and this what do you call it? Just this night light. And today's episode is just about that cozy feeling, or better said, about the cozy, warm, actually not warm, cold season that we're in right now, this gloomy season, winter. I thought that this episode is perfect to just have this little cozy episode that you can listen to on an evening or just when you don't really feel like having to do a lot of thinking and reflecting and just sit down and relax and romanticize the gloomy season. So today we will be sharing just how our winter is, just some girl talk, sharing things, and also how to kind of romanticize this season because it gets hard. As someone that loves summer, summer is probably, or like spring, is probably my favorite season. Whenever the flowers start to bloom, I bloom with them. Honestly, it is the best feeling when or spring finally starts and the cold days are getting warmer and also longer. Because having the motivation to keep going and like be active and present during winter, the struggle is real. I feel it so much. Like my motivation sinks so much. And not having sun or not a lot of sun is hard, and I also can't really deal with the cold weather. And as someone that lives in Switzerland, the town that when you think, not the town, the country, when you think of it, when you've never been there or just don't know the country, you think of snow and mountains. So it is a cold place. It is. There are colder places on the world, obviously, but it is pretty cold during winter. And so I'm not made for this. I'm always wearing 500 layers and basically still freezing. But yeah, what I wanted to say is that today we will share some tips and tricks on how to romanticize this season because I think I've mastered it to the point where I actually still love winter. Maybe just to talk about how we've been doing. I've been doing very good. December has just started, by the way. It's December 5th. I know all the other people have started this on like the 1st of December. I'm a little late, but it's fine. It's still the beginning of December, and also winter is gonna be lasting for a while. So, how I already started like kind of implementing things as well. First of all, I took out my winter clothes. As you can see, for example, I'm wearing this cardigan with long sleeve on top and like 50 layers right now. And I have just also taken out my scarf and my gloves and my big fat jacket that just keeps me warm. And I think that's the most important thing during winter, like having warm and good clothes. I don't really care about looking good. I look like a potato sack half of the time, but it's honestly too cold to be trying to look good outside. And also, I got myself a little drink. It's a little caramel coffee, and it's warm. And I've been obsessed with hot chocolate these past few days. Um, I could be drinking it all the time, but like hot chocolate, it needs to be warm or just like warm, milky drinks. I could drink them day, all day. And I also have this cute show. I have been watching Gilmore Girls since the fall, but I thought like I'm gonna keep on watching it now during winter because it's just a fitting and it's just a warm and cozy like show. I stopped it for a few days because I watched the new season of Stranger Things, but now that I finished that, I'm back to watching Gilmore Girls. I have watched it last like fall, but then it got a bit boring. Not because I'm not trying to like. If you love Gilmore Girls, don't come for me. It's just because I was used or I'm used to watching these shows where there's so many things going on, and I like to have this like slow, cozy, funny show once in a while. But after a while of watching it, I was like, okay, now I want the like action back. So I stopped, and then when fall came around again, I thought like, okay, let's whip out my fall show. And now I have like 1.5 seasons left. So I think I'm gonna finish it now and then yeah, next winter, next fall, I'm just gonna have to watch something else. So that's also a way to kind of romanticize it is to look forward and to just have a comfort show because obviously you are home more often during winter. And then also decoration. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I don't really decorate for Christmas, but more like for the winter, which does implement some Christmassy things. For example, I have this little like plate with bows on it where I have these how do you call them? Like Christmas ornaments, like these balls that you hang on the Christmas tree. But apart from that, I just have many candles basically. And I also make sure to like, yeah, keep my room cozy and warm and use like the small lights. And now tell me, what have you been up to? How has your winter been? I already asked you guys how you romanticize the winter, so I got some things that we're going to implement right now. How you romanticize your winter. The first one is to light candles and turn off the big lights, but turn on the like small and gloomy lights, which I already mentioned that. And yes, I think that is always a vibe, but during summer, like it's already bright because it's bright out. So it's not hitting as good as much as now, but I feel you. I hear you and I agree with you. And I think many people do that, especially when you have like a Christmas tree with lights on it. Then you automatically kind of do that to have the Christmas tree kind of poking out, so to say. And the next one is tea and hot chocolate, which I've also mentioned already. Um, yeah, tea. Obviously, tea. How could I forget tea? Just, just the warm drinks. Honestly, yeah. Why is winter literally low key cheat code to drink unhealthy drinks? Oh my God, hear me out, guys. Hot chocolate with whipped cream on top. I'm craving that all the time. I don't have any whipped cream home. Maybe I'm gonna have to buy some just for this. And also something that I've been wanting to get for so long is like this syrups. Do you call it like that? Syrups for your drinks. I think the brand is called like Monane. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that brand that has like this caramel or vanilla or whatever, and then you kind of pump or just yeah, pour the flavor into your drinks. I want these so bad. I always see them and often when I make my drinks, for example, my matcha, I always just want a pump, like a little hint of spiciness. Okay, but now let's get to like structured talking because I've been just ranting over here. Honestly, whenever winter comes, I try to start by romanticizing it in my head and thinking like, what am I excited for this winter? I'm gonna visualize it. I'm gonna visualize these cozy lights, these nice drinks, these cozy outfits, and then I almost get excited for winter. And honestly, I always think that winter is not just cold, it's the perfect season to slow down, take a moment for yourself, reflect, relax, because there's not as much going on. Because during summer, there's always something. Everyone that is planning an event is planning it during summer. Maybe you're going away, just so many things happening during summer. And when they're not happening, you almost feel guilty about staying at home. You just want to go out and do something and just enjoy the sun, go bathing. There's always something to do outside during summer. And winter is just the perfect, like, not excuse, but opportunity, I would say, to stay home and just slow down and take a pause, take some time for yourself. Is that if that's what you like, you can take just a moment for yourself, relax on a Sunday evening, for example, or whatever evening, without feeling like you have to go out and enjoy the sun and go bathing. You can just stay at home guilt free. Also, baths are the best during winter. Just a warm bath with candles and a book or whatever, or music or a podcast, for example. This one would be perfect for a bath. It's just the perfect thing. It's just the perfect thing. And just in general, talking about the psychology behind winter, as you know, in this podcast, we always have something about psychology. Don't blame me. I just have a personal interest when it comes to psychology. I don't know if I've ever said this, but that's what I'm going to study in uni in 1.5 years is psychology. So that's kind of my thing, okay? And I think having like a self-help podcast or like a self-development, it's always good to have a little psychology to know how to think about things or maybe even trick yourself. So the first thing is winter is literally nature's rest time. The days are slower for a reason. They're basically life is telling you to slow down and relax and sleep more or whatever. And also the animals are literally showing us. Obviously, they do it for other reasons because they need to gather their warmth and strength to survive the winter. They literally have a winter sleep. So they actually really, really relax. And I'm not telling you go to sleep all day, every day. No, but take it slow if you can and sleep for an hour more if you can go to bed a little earlier. Just slow down things. And we also talked about coziness, getting cozy, and obviously getting cozy is good for your mental health and also for your nervous system because it just calms down. You're telling your body, okay, you can relax now. You can just let go of the pressure. So yeah, getting cozy is the best thing or like a very good thing you can do for your mental health just because it's yeah, you can relax, which is always important, especially in like hustle culture. And also, we make things special by noticing them, by making them special. For example, candles or lights or special drinks or I don't know, a Christmas tree, whatever it is, we make the small things special. We romanticize them without even noticing just because we're so used to it. And that is also a super good thing for your mindfulness and to just appreciate the little things because a candle is a small thing, it's not much, but you get to appreciate that. And as I said earlier, you can use winter for yourself so it can become like your inner work season. You can romanticize it that way to know that winter is my season for my inner work. During summer, I go out, I socialize, and during winter, I concentrate on myself. I make sure to work on myself, work on my goals, and also have the reset every winter because the new year starts and basically everyone has like a little reset when the new year starts, new goals, new me, new whatever. And I'm also going to do an episode on that, so just stay tuned. Say you decided you want to relax, you come home, you take a bath, you eat a delicious dinner, you make yourself a hot chocolate, and now you want to have the perfect, cozy winter evening. And you're like, I don't really know how to get the vibe right. Here I am, girl. This is how you get the vibe right. First, lighting is everything. Turn the big light off. You don't need it. What are you trying to see? You don't need to have a million candles, a million small lights. Just turn on something. One candle if you have it, or one small light if you have it. Just a small light so that you know you can relax, you can slow down. Your brain is not overstimulated by this bright, shining, blinding overhead light. Next, we have the textures. You start by, I don't know, wearing like fluffy socks, cozy socks. What do you call that? Like soft socks. I am wearing some right now. They don't match my outfit at all. They're like red with pink dots, but they're so warm and so cozy. And that's basically these fuzzy socks are all I wear at home when it's winter. Or a candle or a blanket, not a candle. You don't want to cover yourself with a candle. You will burn. I'm trying to say a blanket, cozy warm blanket. It could be the a fuzzy blanket, it can be the blanket you sleep with. You just cuddle up in that blanket and you're warm and it's just the best feeling in the world. Fuzzy pajamas or like a I don't know, just a wool or like a knit sweater like mine that keeps you warm. And just in general, something that I really like to have during winter is good at home clothes. I don't know what you call these. They have a certain name. I know that it's something like lobby and it's something like casual, but I'm forgetting what it's called. Loungewear. I was thinking about lobby because whatever. Loungewear. I love to have good loungewear, especially during winter, because when I come home, I don't want to be in these 50 layers of clothing and I just want to get out But I also don't want to wear my pajamas because when I wear my pajamas, first of all, sometimes they're not as warm. And second of all, the motivation just drains out of me, like it flows out of me. And that's not what we want. We want to be just awake for a little while. So I like to have warm and cozy loungewear that keeps me warm, but I still know like this is not my pajama yet. This is something cozy, but that I can still be productive with. And then also scents. Scents, not only scented candles can make such a difference, but also like I feel like vanilla is really nice for the winter. If I don't know, you drink something vanilla, you have a vanilla shower gel, just anything vanilla or just things that smell like kind of warm. I don't even know how to explain this, but when you smell something, maybe you feel like this is warm. J- yeah, something that is amazing during winter is journaling or just in general at home activities or at home like rituals that you don't get to do during summer because you're always out. For example, for me, every winter, like every winter break, I really get into reading again. I always love reading, but with everything going on in school, it often happens that I don't really read for a few weeks. But whenever winter break rolls around, I just binge read. Literally, that is always my season where I'm like a reading rat or reading bookworm. Yeah, that's what you call it. And actually, for this winter break, I also have a challenge planned, which is I will try and read one book every single day. And since I don't know if I'm going to achieve it, either one book every single day or just one book like every 2 days so that I can finally get caught up on my to be read list and just to appreciate the reading and also use my time productively or like doing something else other than scrolling because reading a book is also cozy and is also entertaining. And just things that you have been putting off in general. Also, the not so fun things, for example, going through your closet, throwing out what you don't need anymore. That's when you can do it because you will be at home probably. Like, you will not be out, I assume. So you can do that. You can just do the things at home. You can do knitting. You can draw. Just everything that you like to do at home. Cooking, baking is the perfect time for that. Or also, when you like to go out with your friends, you can just invite them over for an evening, for a cozy dinner, for a movie night. You can still invite them over. Winter doesn't mean that if you live alone, you have to be all alone. And obviously, I have written down some other winter rituals. Okay, let's talk about like the morning. Let's take the morning as an example. You can just wake up slowly, if obviously only if you can. If, for example, during Christmas break or whatever, during the weekend, and you can start by making yourself a warm drink. Instead of an iced coffee, you make yourself a warm coffee. And then honestly, stretching during winter just hits more. So get up, stretch just a little bit. And my personal tip, write like a quick gratitude list. We all know the gratitude journal. You don't need the entire journal for that, but write down like 3 things you are grateful for today. And then a cozy night is, as we said, a warm bath or a warm shower, getting into your cozy warm clothes after that, smelling like fresh cocoa, vanilla, cinnamon, whatever, and like put body lotion on your bodies, show yourself some self care. Read a book. Oh my God, yes, read a book or watch your comfort show, your comfort movie, for example, Gilmore Girls, or just a Christmas movie, whatever it is, just something that comforts you. Or okay, unpopular opinion or something, no, not unpopular opinion. Something that I used to do and would love to do again is winter walks. But since because I'm always freezing, really, really freezing, I don't really do it. But especially when it's snowing or you just have a good, how do you call that? You just have a pretty place to walk, go on a winter walk and just get really dressed and listen to calm music or a podcast. Or if you really want to ground, just don't listen to anything at all. Listen to the nature. And this can help your mental clarity so much, especially when you struggle with just, how do you call that? Winter depression, seasonal depression, when you just feel down during winter. You still get to go out, which we don't do enough during winter, but it's obviously all understand is just too cold, but it will help your mental health so much and the air will feel so crispy and fresh. And I really like to do that and I need to do that more. I used to do it all the time. And then I mentioned cooking or baking. Let's get into more into that. Soups. Soups are warm, they're perfect for winter, they help you heal, and also they're really easy to make. You can just throw in and cook random vegetables and then blend them, and there you have your soup. Something that, okay, maybe that was more of a fall thing, but cinnamon rolls. Unfortunately, I don't like cinnamon. I wish I did, honestly, but I don't really like it. But yeah, or just Christmas cookies, Christmas baking, or also what do you call that? Like mug cakes. If you don't know what that is just a mini version of a cake that you make in a mug that usually you can like do in your microwave or it just takes less time than an actual cake. Creating Pinterest boards is also a thing that you can do during winter. It's okay, it's on your phone. And maybe you do that during summer, but it's at home. You can be laying down. You can just create Pinterest boards, especially if you do it for the winter, you'll be so motivated and so just wanting to do this. As we mentioned earlier, winter is the perfect time to slow down and embrace the slow thing because we're living in such hustle culture where you always need to be doing something. And during winter, I feel like, especially for me, it gets a little harder to keep on track and doing things because when I get home, it is already dark and obviously, that makes me feel like it is time to sleep or just to get cozy, but I can't because I need to do so many things, and my motivation just really, really, really struggles during winter. But you can also embrace the slow times. So, winter isn't a punishment, it is a way to soften and just take a little pause. You can sleep more, you can move a little slower, focus on your inner world. And now, this is how you can romanticize your daily life during winter. Turn, for example, your commute, like your job, into something cozy, warm, ritualistic. Turn on your favorite cozy music playlist or cleaning. You can also do that in little steps. You can do it with some winter music, with a warm drink, with a cozy clothes. If you have the space and will for that, you can also create like a cute little reading corner where you can be reading or just a hobby corner where you can do your at-home hobbies that is not your bed maybe. And then as we said, you can do winter skincare self-care nights because you stay at home, or you can also treat like yourself to something. You can treat yourself to, for example, a cute little mug or a new blanket or a new like fairy light. You can treat yourself to something small, but it will make you happy and it will make you look forward to that ritual. For example, if you buy yourself a new mug, it will make you look forward to making your drinks in the morning. And now to really get in the winter vibe, I want to do this like guided winter imagination visualization thing. Okay, now close your eyes and imagine a peaceful winter scene. You are standing outside and you are dressed so warm, so cozy. You feel the cold air on your skin, but it's not burning. It's not a hurting kind of coldness. It's just perfect. It's just refreshing. And you breathe in this cold, crisp air. You feel the warmth of your clothes and you just let yourself melt into the soft, quiet energy. You're standing in the middle of like your perfect winter wonderland. Maybe it is snowy. Maybe you're on the mountains. Maybe you're in a little town. Wherever it is, just imagine yourself there and just feel that coziness and that familiar, warm feeling. And that's what winter is like. It is your permission to glow and to slow and to embrace life and everything. So now, this was a shorter episode. This was a more meaningful, slow episode to listen to. And I thank you for slowing down with me, for taking the time to relax and just to talk about something that is not that deep or serious. And now I invite you to DM me your perfect winter aesthetic moment. What is your setup while listening to this podcast? If you're maybe you're listening to it during your cozy winter self-care day And I just invite you to do one small thing that helps you calm down and that really makes you embrace the winter season. What I'm going to do now is to change into some cozy clothes, drink my drink, and watch some Gilmore Girls. Bye bye.